eno eto ntwae eno achi no womo ne Iran enso de asia ni biom aka ho ena wiei yedane ye sore ya IDF Israel Defense Forces Omaya press conference akache wiase nyina ne se omu hia obi amoa
asembeni
na ekona eda omanim no omo wankrofo bia omo hwehwe omo akum won omo ka ne pein omo wankrofo a omo hwehwe won na omo akum won na kosisa ombenya saa nkrofo no kro bia ombete hohwe se saa nipa no owo saa kro no mu no wo saa kro mu ofo no saa oman no omo do nyame omo no be kwashi na omu hia obia nso emoa na wansa na Wahab beto asoma ye bekọ enum no wo hwe America though Israel say ohia obia moa but America sesa ne makọ ho kwan bi so oboa won wo de no to nchen a Russia tetekwa nchen ho China tetenkwa nchen ho North Korea de we nanim say Iran any Lebanon here moa is just a phone call away ono so obeboa won it is say China ede ships akese enenam eye nimpeso aso ho through Hong Kong ho potem ho no na eye bra North Korean so ono so the warships no so enenam afafa ho omo tete minimum pa omo tete no the Encrofor can say there's a possible third world war. Of our good afternoon.
Good afternoon, boss.
Na Bibia Boko. Mo. Do you see a possible third world war?
There can't be any third world war.
Embabium.
Never in the history of the world.
And then Tinama Okansa.
Well, there's no free territory be a war by be any part of the world. The First World War, the Second World War, there were still territories. Now, as I say, you won't see your baby. I did that. The superpowers of the world: America, Russia, English, France, Spanish, Portuguese. Not the world. The war was possible because now will be also super nipa, and then the superpowers at the time, British for Kontokwa, no timba befa Ghana Gold Coast, no no call. Now there's no Gold Coast. Now there's no Rhode Island. There's no Rhodesia. There's no country a daho any part of the world that more or less when independent. At the time of the World War, first one and second one, the 178 countries of the world, now a lot of them were under occupation, a lot of them were under colonization.
Okay.
Now Ghana gained independence, in the case of Ghana as a typical example, since 1957. You come 67 years of independence. And two person say UK or British government or Kokan Tokwa say or Iran or Iraq or Saddam no afraid for no afraid Nana Akufo-Addo mam Ghana for soldiers 10 enti say Ghana soldiers 10 Kokan ho akokon dia na near country near where affected no once to me back Ghana beko. At the same time, if you look at the whole world, all the 6 continents of the world, you're talking about the North America, you're talking about the Africa, you're talking about the South, and then the Europe, and now the Middle East. That is the Asia side.
Captain Smart.
Australia, that continent, the Pacific down, Peking in 6 ya. Chame baby bako pe. I said land ebi daho. Na land ne daho no. Any of the superpower of the world, either the United Kingdom, either the France, either the Americans. America quite the ideal in as you look at it, you know. Apart from Panama, and Puerto Rico, and Solomon Island, America wanko baby anko occupy any country. America wanko colonize ubia.
Okay.
Liberia, America wanko colonize Liberia. Liberia a friend is a NGO in the colonize room. Then American government.
NGO, yeah, it's NGO.
Yes, NGO in the colonize Liberia.
NGO, man.
It was an NGO. I forgot the name.
Non-governmental organization.
Yeah, they went to live in Liberia, occupy Liberia, and then formalize. So when we American NGO and American for more or less. In Liberia was not
colonized by America.
No, America.
It was an NGO.
NGO.
Wow.
America was Africa. Asia, America was Koho. Oceania, you know, the Australian continent. Only Solomon Island and America, but even Solomon Island at a point to crowd with Jim. And the chairman, which part of the world, as the United States or so Kokwa, America can only rely on the allies. Who are the allies? The allies are from friends of America, and they use the terminology. Either you are with us or you are not part of us. Which are the countries? Spain, Italy. That's the European country, only America, Portugal, and some few other countries. Holland, so the America, and then the Kontokwa on tutu. German, would the America, as a friends of America, or country be on tutu, or humanitarian. Germany, only America.
Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg,
on tutu. Austria, only America, ko friends of America on tutu. Country, only America, ko baby, so ko support friends of United States. UK, on open to dada. France, open to Italians, tutu. Spanish, tutu. But most of the middle European countries, no, Omuni America they don't, including the Balkan countries. The Balkan country, Poland, a Red Cross nation, red, gold, green, red, white, red flag. Red Cross, Switzerland, Red Cross, Austria, Red Cross, Canada, Red Cross. Even Canada, only American share border no. Onko baby anko tutuoda. So at what point would America generate into World War? It's Israel. Israel, Middle East. How does it affect Africa? It doesn't affect Africa because Israel when you colony ha, and a colony be no bit my baby fan. While me colonize any country in Africa, so Israel has no legitimate and no African country will follow Israel. Diplomatically, you bet my akasa. African bit my make comments, but even with that crown, with a little bit measurable your friends' statements, on to me Israel is so cockon. Iran can talk on Israel. African country, why close ties, colonized by Iran, so if you set it aside, then let's come to Europe. Russia, Ukraine, it was the mistake of the West, and for that matter, the Western world. Almost started at the beginning as military operations. So at the military operations, now Belgium, a European Parliament, European Union, and then the Western world, the superpowers, they could have stopped the world, the fight for at that point, because Russia was started war or starting military operations. So Monjai Russians na omabedi Ukraine na mo harazu ewo Crimea region, and Ukraine for na njai, and Russia started military operations or kofa Crimea for. In one day or cross over border for Crimeans 700,000 or more Russian passport. That was a military operation. Or you have military operations now Ukraine started so more common. Person Russia giddy. And Russia just one jaya may invade. So there are three series and stages of the fight of Ukraine-Russia. The first one was the military operation. The second one called invasion. So when they went invasion, one would have expected say the world will stop and then exercise decorum and sit down on the table. That was the time a European Union and the world, I call it say your friend NATO then the brand Boris Johnson, the fight Ukraine-Russia till today was Boris Johnson's cause. Where is he? It's Boris Johnson who told Ukraine not to sign the peace agreement. Because at that time Russia was prepared to sign the peace agreement. Now when the invasion no come back to Moscow, Boris Johnson said we will support you to fight. In the more unsigned, so Zelensky walked out of the table. That generated into war. So if a war is declared, war has no limit as to when and how it will end. Okay. But let us not forget, the Western world in Ankasano, without mentioning countries, they know and they are benefiting war. Because the war no more Ukraine today, or arms, or ammunitions, or weapons, or you see it's a gift. It's never a gift. It is never a gift. One way or the other they will pay. And there are some services companies are more benefiting. say even ko American crown or duty okwa Ukraine your service company be on the coach and see the issue and so your consultancy consortiums.
That's right.
And to also making money. So they just don't want to stop, even though the background rationale is that Russia, the power, now share the genesis of the UdSSR, how we breaking the republics of Russia from Boris Yeltsin and Gorbachev, a quite fast one, or breaking the wings of Russia. And just said the superpower of UdSSR, the Soviet Union, then your Soviet Union say country be free so on in Russia and Babacom. The only country that left the Soviet Union on Russia tries to Obekono, including all the allies, was Afghanistan. And Afghanistan at that time was supported by the UK and the British. And the created Osama and the Russia the first country to break away from the Republic of UdSSR. Now, if you're talking about say World War III, a bit Messiah, it is not possible. Even French, until now, only the Oman independence 60%. No hold 40 no. So French or call Afghanistan, call support to America or call French countries no call pick soldiers bear 1 or 2. So soldiers in a French for don't call Afghanistan from the African countries. One of them Guinea, one of them your friend is saying Burkina Faso, one of them Niger, and one of them Mali. All those boys they call as French legionnaire. Ka omami ho kokon ye no. Domboya de no koy ekokon Afghanistan obaye no e no oba be ye nuku asimi goita no a French legionnaire de no ko Afghanistan ena damiba kana damiba do ye ku a Traoré betu no say a French legionnaire then Chiani of Niger also so no a French legionnaire. And to all my French for they didn't take the whole army. They selected the specialist ones and apart from that, and to me, Koba say Afghanistan, be free Afghanistan say France for Bano, na Mali, so you knew in Tumba Mali Ababeko. So where is the third world coming from?
Okay.
The third world is only possible, which has already come. We've experienced the first third world. The third world, a non-conventional, no conventional weapons, is the health world. War and then COVID.
Okay.
COVID was designed in a way to break and then weaken some countries' economy. Either than that, Captain Smart and Chair in a tier 4. Who was the last person to be treated with COVID? Where did the COVID go? How many people, including you and I, may who injection no? And then COVID in the Where did the COVID go? As a 2020. And China didn't sell good news around the world. The only country of China, 59,000 euros, nose mask. In January 2020, Abrana China tricky Europeans. I'm a company be a China no Oma ton cheap at the municipal assembly of the country of China cities. No China so wapejanensa. Yare na ba no ntimi nso and Italians, companies, Americans, Germans will be a jano no monko. China up to today, who baby you see in Nipa. China's economy from COVID to today grew stronger than any other country in the world. China, after German man who knows mass, or 10 years around 6 months later, or my American ventilators, but could be at $25,000. Italy, no more China. China for the Chinese doctors and the baby Italians. UK for match baby say Wembley any a friend is saying the other airport or second airport here in London or match airport no convert into hospital and for another ho Spain for match train na no SIR for treat say no coffee France match stadium that stadium treat say no coffee and then the Americans what did they mention so they lost guard. And a Chinese for no say Samoya Security Council, not the Permanent Security Council of the UN, United States, United Kingdom, France, and America, and Russia, with China. China and can be a table so on Russia ma other foreign fanya jumada. Chirame, ever since in the history of the World WHO, World Health Organization. Chemedra Russia for the WHO for approval as a malaria drug. Cheme bako. Argentina Russia malaria drug de yenye. Arena Chinese malaria drug de yenye. Malaria drug ne aginu krom ha no. Enye France company, enye German for na beji contract no. Enye UK for na beji contract na. Americans. No mu giwia no ma sublet ama Western European countries. Na yare ba ko ne malaria the same tontom na Captain Smart no. The same tontom na ho. Argentina they change aduro no. Why are we always changing it down? I tested some chloroquine. From chloroquine, I tested. No, you change the drone. Country will produce, company will produce a different. But the same malaria now, symptoms not change your mujama Debbie. So how come I say the same symptoms, but all the time we get different drug? Ah, we ne ye.
Yes, and Tonton more advanced.
And Tonton mutate. Mutate. And Tuntuma a war Kosovo. And Tuntuma a war Afghanistan, and Tuntuma a war Turkmenistan, and Tuntuma a war your friends Azerbaijan, and yes, I'm Tuntumi bin a waha. And yet, even America and Canada, all catch us and Tuntumini their wonka. Well, Captain Wawako, Florida, Florida, Tuntum, one on the size. Okay. Do you understand what I mean? And Tinin, no, yeah, I did China for international Mr. D. But the world lost God said about 2, 3, 4, 5 years before the COVID. Obeshia China and Libya or Europe no she nose mask. Obeshia China and Libya American airport no she nose mask. That time that was the time I know do testing. Where is the COVID? That was the Third World War. And the Third World War in terms of medical no, Yemusa the country Ethiopia. Ahmed Abiy as the prime minister. And then the WHO. WHO, your friend is saying, as chief executive, and I say the head of WHO. On your Ethiopian, did you see throughout the COVID? Ethiopia airline, one packet one day. Onua WHO, the whole throughout the COVID 2 years now, country behind ground, Ethiopia airline making now the best airline, the fifth best in the world. Because of COVID, other than on your WHO, on the head of WHO, where Ethiopian, no my Ethiopia airline, but all the major airlines, Ubia Grandier, Kelemuina Grandier, Ethiopia no Juma. Where was it coming from? And we've gone through the process of the Third World War through health. The other ones in economic sabotage, industrial sabotage. These are the world wars that we're living in. The conventional weapon with world war, it can never happen because as I see the only country of the world, the only island of the world is West Papua. I was South Pacific. And when as I say up to now, only independence and only self-determination, only African descent, Indonesia, our war and the guide you that is the only world, any place.
What's say? What are they?
West Papua,
snakes.
Snakes, the whole country, Nipa for penalty ever since. Only the independence. And it's the biggest island of the whole southern your friend is Oceania State.
Normally then protect almost
all the pythons, the only prison in the world guarded by pythons, snakes, our war and the guide you They have a president, Benewenda, living in UK as hosted president in the United Kingdom. British for quarantine conquer free into a
there be one more president in it, baby.
Or Benewenda, he's my friend. We can call him now and put him online. The president of the Republic of West Papua, Benewenda. He is my friend. I call him personally. You can call him right now. He will pick. His country is guarded by pythons. It's the only country of the world that only territorial, only flag. Yemen flag. Do you understand me?
And Indonesia,
Indonesia. And British is not talking about it yet. Because when you go to the South Pacific, Kiribati, Tahiti, what do you mean? Nauru Island, Tonga Island, Micronesia, Tonga Island.
Okay, sorry.
Micronesia, Polynesia Islands, Niue Island, Solomon Island, PNG, Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea, any Fiji. Some countries, including Vanuatu. Some countries, West Papua, and their population is more dense populated. They are bigger than Jamaica. They are bigger than a friend saying Antigua and Bermuda. They are bigger than Haiti. They are bigger than St. Lucia. They are bigger than your friends Dominican Republic and all those countries. This is the only country in the world that only territorial heritage. Only will be
no flag, no nothing.
Nothing. They don't allow. They don't have passport and they don't have anything. Only Palestinians. These are the only territories in the world that only a passport. Do you understand me? But even with that,
wow, this one I don't know.
you will never do.
I've never heard
Say
of
now
this.
come talk our end.
This one there.
So when I meet the British commissioners of British what are you people doing? You host a president in your country. European Union there be a window.
Enti omo kwoto aba no woni kurum ho a.
Aba no ekurom ho na to aba no kra na wo ma to aba no. Indonesia for one krom chinese yo betwa as the president of the country. Because me nipa for no mdwane to Australia back or Holland and no nipa for pen every country no in the history of that country. West Papua, and yet is the biggest island of the whole Swahili, sandwiched between Australia and New Zealand. And all these countries are named the 13 friends.
This country is sandwiched by Australia and New Zealand.
Yes, in between. Yes.
And then Indonesia is what?
Indonesia. Almost no bad territory sea no. What I say? Ocean no. Bam. Oma beji aho. Aho na Indonesia nya ne oil and resource ni sika onyamia from West Papua. And the British is not talking. I've put this.
And America is also quiet.
America is quiet about it. Nobody speaks about it. It's the only, and they are blacks and the Africans. The only African descent. You can just like West Papua. They don't have one more president or till UK.
And to plane call.
Plane when airport, when train station, when bus stop. Car crown Indonesia car, so your car, it's your moment 2.5 million population.
And it's a country?
It's a country. They are bigger than Jamaica. They are bigger than all this. There is the kind of...
No airport?
No, nothing. You need plane, you need a BBR. Australia for a port closer to your friends. Indonesia a port closer to the country. They use one military in the car. The helicopter and you see for more. So far, baby, I so be dry.
I want to understand.
Every young, every youth.
Car
be Australia for the use car. For the use car. Indonesia for soldiers na use car. Meanwhile, East Timor is smaller than that island. But East Timor, American, British, France, and the Western world were instrumental forcing Indonesia to give East Timorese and make it a country. Maldives is all the how old Maldives? How many are they? They are not even up to 1 million. But a holiday destination. What about West Papua?
I think we need to start a crusade.
It's another subject that we have to deal with it.
Now, my from Rafika Kranafe me buy a fee call Israel ne Gaza and Papres one. But Modiana Fish and Swami said they were 5:39 direct no a year radio no so ya sene and a Blue Financial Services a ho MG washing powder and so a ho be and a bingo bet and so asane wo tokrum ho fine Suman Motors ekuta enchen and ye de pim ko basa ma fami ko boko kakra.
Yes.
What is happening?
What is happening is the weaknesses of the country and our preparedness to solve the country's problem as far as Boko is concerned. The security problem, the security authorities, I'm talking about national security. The country had not come out to say, but then I know, and they know. Ghana about 60% of the national budget. 60% of security budget. Mm-hmm. Anytime a Boko uprising Biano, it goes to Boko, one city. 60%.
Northern Ghana,
the whole Ghana budget.
Yes, security budget.
Yes, security budget.
There be a crisis, be pure Boko Biano.
60%.
Only 60% of your total security budget.
Boko. They should come and say it is not.
Debut. 6% and I said 60%.
60%. Because who move military, who move police, permanent operation, who comes to joint security forces. Now do Boko for how many months? How many months no more? Over the whole year.
Wow.
What do I say? Chame armed forces, Chame police joint security. Apart from armed robbers, and internal domestic police joint unit. Chame military move Takrade. Chame military move Sunyane.
Biniho.
Chame military move Volta region.
Ebiniho.
Chame military move Western region.
Ebiniho.
Chame joint military move Central region. Chame military Ashanti region.
Ebiniho.
Eastern region.
No.
I ain't find a military call.
Of course.
Not even Tamale. Boko, the tip and the smaller country. a smaller part of the country. Why do we have Ghana Armed Forces, Ghana Police, BNI, National Security, Military Intelligence, Military Police, Immigration, Customs, Paramilitary, all combined, how many forces, and do Nipa do send oho. Obi ada 190 send. Hotel budget send the mom. You need camp or you need military base. So if a country think they are smart, now your what problem persistent, consistent, prevailing story, prevalent, every year be aboko. What stops the Republic of Ghana? So basic military base.
Our boko. No, this soldier for not
permanent. Are we so stupid?
That's a good one.
Are we as a country so stupid that the whole country, meanwhile, Mamprusi Kusasi on records, they are minority tribes of the country. They are kind of major northern tribes. Frafras are more than these two.
Oh,
Dagatis are more. Walas are more. Dagbanis are more. Dagumbas are more. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Gonjas are more. So you can talk about the little tribal settings one north. Why it has not gotten an escalation? It's always contained between Mamprusi and Kusashi. Omye nkwana eko. Fra form free bologa so okokumbia ma obia. Dagomba sem konko kokubi ma obia because they're a minority tribe.
Okay.
Dagate sem crosso emfa nandom enko navrongo enka so omukwa kokubi. Yente so say gonja for so mko support either Mamprusi or Kusashi. Wangara scroll no more top on. Wangara don't even go in there. Gruma people don't go. Be mobile, they don't go and fight. It is always Bawku, Mamprusi, Kusashi. So if it is Mamprusi, Kusashi, why are they the only people in the north? Or in the good name of what? Chieftaincy. Gate 1, gate 2. What's me a Mamprusi hine? We see me Kusashi for hine. With all due respect. And so what? What do we get from that part of the country, calling it a national income? What do we get from Kusashi land or Mamprusi land? With all due respect, I appreciate it much on it has a bearing of the Ghana national income positively. What do we get out from there? The country in the economic highest pool, the highest pool of this country is in the western region. Wagreke ho na wo, ukoko ho. O bodia ho, o oil ho, o bauxite ho, o manganese ho, o bibia ho. So about 50% of the Ghana national income come from one region, western region, and yet know the bad schools, know the bad rules, know the bad developmental agenda in the west. They have not raised arms. They haven't fought. Christian Kunye. What is said western country be western town be obian Kunye. Na se wasi ne kwaji sika ni firi ho wia ya kwaji koko ni firi ho wia na mo volunteer to national budget na ma for security budget na mo de ko one town enye two towns Bawku no ma ko say sika no. Is it fair? Security budget say na ko Ashanti region, security budget say na ko Brahaf region in order of national income and where it comes from. No, you can talk about yes, Greater Accra also volunteer in the land. I'm at the capital. So whether I like it or not, they never come. But the original, what kind of list of real physical contribution? You can talk of the West. You can talk second of the Ashantis, the Brahaf region. Are you getting me? In that order, Greater Accra, even Eastern region, because they control also of cocoa, also of farms, even Volta region. Shira media free that northern tip at the bad national income no more. Bawku. Okay. So therefore, the country is not having her peace. Yabenya this issue. One concoba ene nanumba estatia no ye. It took one police officer walankaki fan yame fan the he moved police there and stop. Excuse me. That funny a year and a course. It never happened again. Into my Musa said, if we're talking about the Fourth Republic, and as a issue, you know, a big issue from 1992 by Pimne, it had been there years back. But 1992 by Pimne, government upon all the 8 governments under the Fourth Republic, Obia Benya issue, President Kofonya, President Mahama Benya, President your friend say Atamils Jerry nyane de Nana do nyane de entimi musa say enti omu bia no ha wonya adwen say sabi this is the situation na ye the soldiers be free Accra ni aye coalition ni afre forces Air Force kakra Navy kakra ye be free Takra de na do nyina gu kam transportation to that place ade na wonya permanent base no nta Bawku Central ho ni ahwe se case bi ba ye se soldiers be tran ma boys na ji sabi enkwasa sema obi sori no akwa shikuru 17 no akum nipa no amachati om no omko enti yan information gathering as a country and information processing as a country we have a difficulties with that because Ghana knows how to gather information, we don't know how to process information, and for that matter no or gather information na bebrebe o process ya bad enti nchi nipa no yes ade no and then politicians are behind. But then captain, for your records, young called the ministry of Interior from colonial time, from 1957 independent, before even the independent Gold Coast time. It's the only ministry obia need 2 years crowd even abroad from her ministry no obia need 2 years throughout Jerry's time or change minister of Interior and you omi now from free north just purposely to solve that issue. And President Kofo back to back checking the records who were his minister of Interior or for defense no for interior apart from say offer na adokofo ni nua air defense no throughout the journey of time no minister of Interior there be no free north.
Alasan was first.
Yes. Chucky Rollins, the record, Minister of Interior, Omina no me northness. President Mills of our northness. Nana do dankwa, wafa also afabi. What about your friends, John Mama? Kumbo for defense, Wayongo for interior. What happened? And how is it all the time, no? Northern Minister of Interior. Purposeless because of the Bawku conflict. Yes, we had your friend is Yana and Abudu ni Andani. Nanado, one of the achievements that to me, why are there? That problem was able to solve. Even that one, in my view, is bigger than the two that we are talking about. Say Yana Andani ni Abudu for Tima Smokus peace pipe. Ama there's peace, permanent peace for there. And then in that country, the Biano, Omoha HS, that particular part of the city. Now when you funny.
Debbie.
The funny aspect that I was talking about information gathering and information processing. District BNO Bokwa, Yeni BNI, permanent resident officer Otiho.
District BNI.
And your what district security council, dissect woho. And your war,
municipal security council
woho. And your what regional security council. Yes, our police stations, district police station, divisional police station, and san your regional police station, our Bolgatanga. In the Captain Mamusau, in the BNI for one Peke, the story. The CID for her and Peke, the military intelligence, our cover the nation on Peke, the police CID in Peke, immigration for her, Oman Peke signal. Customs for border and so man peke. These are all part of the security companies, the security community. And the captain. So we now then a conflict in a team sorry you gather information intimate process and stop before its arrival. Can anybody tell me why? If it is not quote unquote, say it is a means country needs to feel entertained and happy. Say yes, say a security budget. And this today. Captain, say cause security budget in at the military strength. Ya by election in a month's time. What do security forces? Aya police, aya army, aya migration, aya custom, what do you Bawku? If something is happening in Brahaf region, afe na call withdraw. If something happens in Takrade, afe na call withdraw. And then the election has that the country must have a fair balance of security outlook. The whole country during the election. But some captain, the interesting thing is that up to today, the Ghana Security Agency, headed by National Security, Omakanche me, and it was said, which state of the 3 flags and the security alarm you womb? Are we in red, or we are in yellow, or in green? They don't come out to say. the country generally has a green because you need any presence of the UN, you need presence of any organization bia Captain would hear me. Any military operations bia Ghana bush except this Bawku. Any in Krasa war no Alavanyo ni Nkonya Tiabo Fre war Sankwasi war no. Apart from that, ain't find you any issue. Alavanyo Nkonya so ya for Bawku kran ko ho. De Tiabo Fre no nam rom obi anfo mo ho. Obi fo mo ho. And to tell me the whole country Ghana 267,000 kilometers square kilometers of this country. You need one political prisoner at the jail. You need one president or exile. You need fugitive or outside. And you know bia. I say country no most wanted. And in such a country, then I'm one city. It me disturbable. With security. Captain Enoma, can you tell me who sat here a journalist? You're one person or several prison sentence because of MPP. You're one person or several sentence because of NDC.
Back we know your friends. What you know?
What? And then the economic crime, and yet because of his party affiliation.
Okay. I decided matter.
Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
And Ghana is so blessed. And I've said, your security intelligence community in England, sometimes I'm sorry to say they are funny because they don't understand the country's security profile. The security profile, they say, what should the whole country? You need bush. One single bush be an official uniform, I should. Ghana police mechanism, Dampar mechanism say police for 20 Ghana, editor show mu. When will be after military will be in Ghana. Immigration will be unfair to Ghana. Customs will be unfair to Ghana. As at the time of President Kufuor, as I keep mentioning, 2005, the most wanted man in this country, 40 million population, was Atayi. Atayi was just a common criminal. Sika Adema Kufuor watches on continent 500 Ghana cities. Where country? ISO. 500 cities most wanted under President Kufuor 2005. Kufuor watching Kopata in Chino. 500 Ghana cities. It is such a country. Ya no be do election. Me no be a project before election. You better abano. Once election year, I don't talk. I keep quiet and sit quiet. We didn't ban Makoda. But I want the Ghanaians to know, sir, nobody should ever think, sir, this is a country that can plunge into crisis. It's never happened. It's not true. It can't.
Young co
Obiano war. Crime of coffee per ma to Cassia Marco, Eddie Banku Difufu, call heavy do call him when I'm a gunko fufu so. Sa country obit Marco. Who is to fight? Cross tribal marriage, Ghana leads the world.
Oh, sir.
Cross tribal marriage, Ghana leads the world. Greater Accra, girl be a fan be a United Nations, blood the one mocha bear 5. Ne papa e gonja, ne mami we, ne papa we. Eya no an yeti krom.
United Nations.
United Nations body, and what dinner. Opa o fe girl be a Accra, captain we smart. We didn't smart, but Twister is smart. Kobusa. Me mami e kwapem, me mami en kind. Me mami
United Nations body.
United Nations. And you na tete mu kroma. Oh, fan krenia be na papa ya amra na papa we. Oh, fan fati. She fancy a West marriage. Cross. And no back one 4 language 4 union 4 grandparents in a be free north. So the country cannot fight. We live side by side. We've never had a religious uprising. Konima, na kwa baby a Pentecost dancing, never baby a master GC. Omo train in Cremofo and a pa azan. Ye team we are sorry ya. Muye am to fati anom si de suzo nyamekania di animu. What is obi Sunday? What is obi akonima? E wa sorry ho.
Debi.
Huh? What be?
Debi.
This is not a country. These politicians sabi in crass for a bit me de and a country. Wontimi nkon obi ankon. Akra oti market. Oti road. E turn adie. Onu the 50 Ghana no Sunday man ma me crass 20 seed no Sunday man. On kwantim fan go nyina kwa honko. Enka Rawlings regime 19 years of Rawlings rule, 11 years military no. Coup bia no etimi succeed here. Onya 24 coup attempts. Bawku grand succeed because Bush bia no abetina mu.
They say ga forest no kra na yetu ngala.
There is no forest because clever President Kufuor Chado. What the ma obi amoto jani bia koye ko ahuri abesa abo because be si obi fie. That time I know I'm sure Bama Campo no Mura Michano, and then you'll be any baby. 4 billion Kumasi Confanoche, I had a trotro station. I don't know, a trotro station. That's why I didn't a trotro station. And the Ghana mini military camp obeyed my whole coup d'etat. And to man your Bayoku, may catch them is not true. You cannot have a coup d'etat. And I'm also warning, taking this opportunity. American for give him a warning. America ni catch yourself be restrict or visa restriction nya no no ka oboa. One time te obi also obey bia both MPP and DC. They cannot try. They should know. If they don't know, some of us will tell them. Ghana will not be allowed by the international community. It will be the last country that will fall.
Ghana.
The last country that will fall. As an African country, to have a fight. The last country. The democracy, you bet me now say start you box in the ballot box near ya kwasi a wagimi no and your babo na sum election day. E bi bo and your babo asum. Etu de be beto kwasi abewu. But I know chese obi be ho wo ho aba bekom. It's normal.
Sunday ni.
American election kwasi ebo ni pasum. German election wa bo ye bo police for bo. Do you understand me? Mm-hmm. It is a fine country, it's a nice country. But I've said and I've mentioned woman better programs in security aspect. The only security aspect. So and they don't understand the country that they are talking about.
Any security aspect
40 million populated country. You need blue helmet. You need United Nations blue helmet. Chameda you and Bahabe pattern tokwa.
Debbie.
Do you understand? Until I know cyber security. Who told you say cyber crime in my country? When I can't say cyber crime in country too. Obi tini ma turn a laptop. Now also where Jimenez or cyber or Mukrono. Now no about generate into Tokwa. Those are the security vibes mu security as person Ebekika. When we are talking about country, we're talking about the country security profile. And what is the real security profile? Young cop Dan Parinfa, the most wanted Ghanaian man or Hamra. Near any pakro. Are natives.
Sunday ni.
Because the code because dance man no akwa who one we abre be pant na dance man police wash. Well sorry was say there was security situation.
Sunday ni.
Obi we as Kaneshi marketer. Obi obi phone na. Near I say arm robber. And then a phone snatch better than arm robber. This is a fine country. We are short of information processing. We gather information.
That we don't know how to process.
Na country obi ni soldier ni police ni jina exchange bullet. Kofi ni Kwame ni wo tutu bullet. Ya che ne kwa is alleged suspect.
Sunday ni.
Country be na desa. Konfona mu atutuo na mu a wonana oni police wa exchange gama ni nam kurabu no. Police ni kwa ye den ba court ni ya ba ni gini nan. Ono amon ne docket kra no suspect. And when I saw the suspect, no I can't police English wo. We don't have that security challenges. And to Bawku there, me, I see it say the state is not prepared to solve the problem. No. If the Ghana government is prepared to solve the problem, 2025 January 7th, whoever is sworn into this country as the president of the republic, the first thing that we would understand.
Also military base.
Military base.
Wow.
Our border and so. Now put to the one of the contingents, a combat unibin. Our inside the central near Sase Musu. What would do in our left? Do in our left gate. What would do in our right? Would do in our right. Who could do in our hand? So why you in our hand? Now I had then.
Sunday
country crowd independent. Now we could do a biswa, and I don't know my menu so, and I'm your hine, and I'm your hine. Excuse me to say, Sahino, our yen, a den land. Bayre do se nom diaba. Bayre do se nom diaba. And Ponche do se nom diaba. Omontio, Sabo dancing a bukina, or then an entry babaton.
Sunday ni.
And your nom di fiba. And your board and echi. And a bukina for you, man entry. Other no musuno, that part of the country. Also so what that kind of a land na and wait me so ade nantwe ni biaba ana na de o ma meton nantwe na da bia ye boa so jania no ye boa military for near do ko and na kra they do to the stand say military for kwa no ma attack wo mu. Should that be the case?
No.
Should that be the case?
No.
Obi national military uniform, police uniform, wakra na ma national security say your friends say yeah na and immigration. They also have the right to live. They have the right to live. They have family to take care of. Now what one now kwa him for sema. So jeni ono ba abepe peace no. Muhoma na mututu omutuo. Should that be the case?
No.
Is that what the country wants?
No.
On match national security budget do omdi and they should tell Ghanaians say when the time omdi national security e de kokwa apem ɛde call Volta, ɛde call Captain Ukrom, see a copatan tokwa. Apart from this chieftaincy and your marketing, and no, what is your bow be sumuya to tutu and your table free tuna and no matana die. Every day, Boko. Jerry time, okay. Or stop also mark expectation con off.
That's right.
I want to know can wasem. That time no, I want to know can wasem. Because Dagbani land, Dagumbas, Omo nom expectation. Excuse me. Wala, Omo nom expectation. Gonjas, Omo nom expectation. Until that time no, it was there and was stop also mark expectation con off. This expectation no. Nothing you said the upper east upper Bokun, Munamsu and Cremofo. And what is really the problem? What is really the problem? So we know you have to maslech Munti Mosque, Yena Kuramba Kuniakai. Niwukuna na wuki, and then Ubenya also. What do you get out of it? In fact, if you don't even manage your way with the emotions will say, some of us are yet the security. The security situation as no. One manage you worse, you even just only slip up. But I think say Captain Moamoka say you know, Munusu medium no, near educated, and some of us now who different program line no, will come and speak and tell politicians say it is not true. So any Ghanaian politician, ebetima move one single Ghanaian, Edenako Street is so kokon. A woman young kwasi for ejimi, and a bedi politician be a tea, a kwakotu to ebekuno. Because kuna politician name on young kunibi. And about year 1,000 Ghana cedis. You're born you more besa. And one way.
All right. I only 95.1.
I born some more than 1,000 da.
Almost 1,000.
About 1,000. Was our budget fans? Yasa manatna yen about 2 o'clock, 2 hours no sorry or co program for you. Nintina wuye. What banza? What they are smart to abusu so what jama ho onko hwe wo ni school fees won tua enti Ghanaians youth especially mo amose pombama politicians are confused because of 50 cedis who are what will banza.
All right. Where the say pass no question ya menim say first day mponi
Odafo nankasa
mama dia na me hombra finally na Abraham Sembesa ba ye ne wo fa wie ko anim a messages na aba Facebook no edo so pa 546 messages abeba na ya be kan Pacho, ye ba sesi abaya sma miedu na fe wofa ya call Israel ni Gaza and ni Lebanon ni Gaza and pepper so ne here. We'll be right back.
Emre naso edone bo emre nanye dru odafo nankasa odi asembe ni edebroye ewodia 95.1 ejuada we ni ye pa hontima dokru pepepe na dwumadie ni gina so de.
Hello Ovia, you're from Felicia say find us in our class prefect. Me na me mid-morning show host of Ejuma on Onua 95.1 FM. Juma day Mondays to Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 12 p.m. What you say? And to stay glued. Obenya konkonsa kakra, gist kakra, music and dance so kakra. Bye.
You're from NKG, Nana Kwame Jan. Mena Onua Showbiz, midi hu chame. Every Saturday 10 a.m. na midi Onua Showbiz ebro. Many impenifo omajidini ewo entertainment industry. Many sinkunya near the entertainment news. Papa discussion. Papa near the bro. But before then, Friday 2 p.m. Bia, yeah, the 30 minutes, bro. 30 minutes, you know, we break the news. Entertainment news, Bia. While to say yes, with the news, with the baby Fibane, a mudo, yeah, ye breaking news on the mount. Now, you share headlines about within the week, you know, near the and also amount. Auntie, I was saying about more than Abeka every Saturday, 10 a.m. Now, Yemfa, Onua Showbiz, FM, bro. I want 95.1 Onua FM. Yeah, general.
Onua 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Yeah, general.
All right, yakwaya yasan aba me hu nipa bensa obi abusa say na advert you John dey kwa na me akra me ntiase say ye be bo MPPD ni bi afrem why mon kama komanto mo yam wo mu bisa show we asembe ni o ti we wo di asembe aba ye be
Asembe ni
ti dey dan no say I say we ni ya dos okay anyway Ofa
Boss.
Israel
Yes.
Gaza.
Yes.
Misha mete Gaza and pepper so na your papa ba ko kan news or Fox FM nyame fa ne kransie me ne ko ye adwuma or Fox FM kakra wo face mountain or kan news na say Drew Israel ne Gaza the we osika Gaza and pepper so na nya de didi agrokra yenyini abedu samre ye date Gaza
Yes.
yete Israel ne Lebanon
Yes.
yete Israel ne Iran
Yes.
history ne say ye den ntimi ntwai.
Well, we call it world order. Enya de bit me twa. No.
Sa asem ntokwa we.
No.
Asembe
Enchada.
Never.
Onua
Ntomo hosa no ma plan no makobako.
Yes, it started from 1948.
Emfa huni nipa dodo ebewu.
They do not mind and they do not care.
Asembe
Both all the nations involved, no.
They don't care. The point is that you were under the UN Charter. You see, every country, every group, individuals, they have the right to live and they have the right of self-determinations. So self-determination, say, to be able to lead, determine when you want to sleep, the kind of government you want, who should lead you, and then how your government or how. Provided, say, more numbers. In the 1948, the issue of two states was on the table. Palestine nation and Israel nation. Na ewo. They could have done it from that then, there and then. And I always would ask, and then let's topple the British, and then let's topple the United States at that time, and the allies. Our Motinasya declare Israel as a nation without declaring the Palestine as a nation. And to the two-state affair is where we are today. We share the time of declaration of Israel as a state, as a state, state of Israel. David Ben-Gurion, the first president, prime minister of Israel. We share at that time now, even him, they would have expected say there two declaration. Na could be unfan the land. Because we be our name Israel. Our Israel. We share the Gaza side. We share the Hebron. We share the West Bank. Now share the side of the Israel. Today's Israel. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Gat, Elat, and those places in Inano. The country Israel in Inano, saying from south to north, 250 miles. West to east, 90 kilometers, 90 miles. It's not even up from here to Achedia. That is the size of its width. And it is Israel and a Palestine so commonsensically, if not diplomatic hitches. And then yet the world order. See and Persia solve the problem now. So my Palestine say a crew. Also in a port. Also in a uniform, a police uniform. Also in a passport, so also a Palestinian. Then again like Bawku issue. Na aye den. Any Pokume baby. Take back through the history of since 1948. Ben-Gurion. Obai back to back 2 times 3 times Bajwati say and sana your friend is saying charrette and omu benya other ones but Israel at that time parties na wo ho mapi benya Halima Herut and benya Likud and benya Alliance Likud, Herod, Alliance, Likud, and Ombenya Labour Party.
Ascending.
Anytime a Labour Party from Yigal a long time, who was the 4th Israeli Prime Minister, anytime a Benya Likud Biano, there's a problem. Anytime a Labour Bebano, there's a peace. And no nagum, and today na Likud for bar, they use Palestine as an issue. But the background rationale, way back in 1976, with this Bibi Netanyahu. Yes, Bibi Netanyahu. The big brother, I refer you Netanyahu. Johan. On the day, Israeli commandos, Edom ko Entebbe raid.
Onua.
1976. Ewo Uganda. Netanyahu yao. Ne brother penny. No me too. Eno nuko wuye. 5 Israeli soldiers were wounded, including the hostages. No. Only the brother no kwane wuye. Meanwhile, Onana the leader of the commandos team now. Team ya. Go under the darkness. A team called rescue omo. And he was the last person to be killed. And the Bibi Netanyahu, Ashenimu, and Ashenimu said anything that has to do with Palestine. But at that time, Captain, na this particular today, na the Popular Front of the Palestine Liberation, na Hamas. Now after 1948, no benya 1962, 64 uprising na Yasser Arafat, obenya beti PLO no, obeti PLO no, mabusa say yemusa Israeli say, and him for na te Hamas 1987. Hamas organization today, Israel no mokono. How was it formed? How was the Hezbollah formed in 1982 in southern Lebanon? Hezbollah is older than Hamas. How did Hamas? Hamas was fighting with PLO.
Oh.
But that is his history.
Ascending.
When the Hamas, PLO, Yasser Arafat said, you're a Palestinian state, you know, and that there was an emergence, such we say, Hamas from nowhere, and Hamas PA. Hamas rather, no, and then Israel, Omumie no pay Yasser Arafat, Ekuno. So Yasser Arafat went, Odika called Jordan. They chased him and they wanted to kill him in Jordan, and no free her. Obetra Hamamet in Tunisia. IDF for Israeli intelligence defense forces and Israeli intelligence Mossad for Omkotu Tunitu. Ekunkum the generals, Yasser Arafat Nkwanwangu. Leading to that, Yebenya Oba Godamaya as a prime minister of Israel. Godamaya was a Polish woman from Poland. And to know the issue of refugee. So Godamaya pushed the agenda. See, I'm for Mukru Mano. Omutuno. Godamaya free sono. Shimon Peres by Omutuno. Shimon Peres by and Yeshak Rabin over Labour for Bamiensa. And Sana Bibi Netanyahu. Obetiesim. Omet by Likud. And Tokwane Statiye. What you say? Sheret Ebaye and Tokwane Statiye, Likud. Do you get it? And in 1993, under His Excellency, the President of Republic of America, then, Bill Clinton, and Otimi here and Adrian said, or best solve the issue once and for all. And it's a share Omunya the Nobel Prize, a year Yishak Rabin, and Yasser Arafat. Oslo. When they were pushing the Oslo Accord to the final no matter of issue na wie, the only Israeli prime minister Labour for no biaba omu pushing the agenda. Godamaya started. Shimon Peres be start so. Even your friend is saying the other one, I've forgotten his name. Omu nyina be so. So when they got to Yishak Rabin, ono na a captain or the final a push say young form country mom and a Clinton do ba White House and do call the Oslo Accord. When they were about to sign the Oslo Accord in 1995, 4th November 95, and a Yigamia Okukum Ishak Rabin. Okunu no Shimon Peres by under 1 year and Arian Sharon muti and those are hardliners, Likud, Herod. Omudia, they don't want anything say Palestinians should exist. And Arian Sharon being a stroke with that them. When you stroke with that them, no, or met him no by any, they were all Likud boys. So we share in the history of Israel. This Bibi Nyakenyahu or celebrating the brother 40th year anniversary of Entebbe raid. That day no started, you know. That day no Haiti, Palestine. But me busa say Hamas as an organization, I know the Palestinian Authority neko. A form hono 2 years. Nen the outlets no mo 2 years bunker no 2 years. That time na Israeli Mossad no more here. There is no security intelligence in the world. Quote me. Our yes smarter HN Mossad, not the CIA, not the FBI's.
Really?
No.
Mossad?
Not the K9, not the Scotland Yard. None of them.
Mossad, yeah.
Mossad caught back to back. Otimiko Musrata, Libya, underground, Eko Ser Gaddafi, Nenyama, no appear. You'll be ancient. What is he achieve Mossad agent be that? No way. We know Mossad.
Really?
Mossad caught Iran. Shakwa Fasukum Ishmael Hania. Israel, Mossad, what me breaky? The air. Echo under the surveillance, security surveillance. Etimi hotel Ishmael Hania in the center of Iran, Tehran, and Okukuno. Mossad, enti Sabunkana, Hamas for 2 years. One the 2 maum. It's a world order. There are certain things you can't say it, but the world knows. So the formation of Hamas was not created by those Arabs. Yashin Ahmed, and you know the created. They were operating with agents. Now, let's talk about the issue of Israel and Iran today. We should not forget, some of us that belong to diplomatic history and diplomacy. 1980, Iran-Iraq war. You know Iran-Iraq war. Who invaded first? It's Iraq that invaded Iran. They killed 500,000 here. They also killed 500,000 here. Who were the people that supported Iran? It was Israeli Mossad that were fighting along, helping, giving it tangible, credible information about Iraq intelligence. That time, Israel Mossad was friends of Iran. How did they start today on their enemies? How did they start? That they became enemies. How was Hamas formed? How now Israel is an enemy of Hamas after the death of your friend Yasser Arafat?
Wow.
Do you get it?
Yes.
A lot has happened. But then let me tell you.
Tell me.
In the United States, the only country that has the solution, I've said it, and I repeat it on any international platform, is America. No country else can solve the issue. Yes, because under the regime of Jimmy Carter, Watermondale regime, Jimmy Carter said, I obey the law. I respect the law. 1 to 1 single bomb. Captain, what you mean? One launch, 1 missile, and 1 to 1 bullet. Our Israel. 1 support to. Was I obey the law and respect the peace treaty? How was it possible, sir? The fighting at that time was not even tensed between Israel and the Palestine. It was between Israel and Egypt with Anwar Sadat. At that time, the Israeli Prime Minister, Menachem Begin. How was Menachem Begin, Jimmy Carter, and Anwar Sadat sat down and signed a peace treaty from 1979? That was the end. So fight, you know, any Palestine, the end and never fight. Israeli-Egypt war. And then a Jimmy Carter team solves our problem. Permanent. Was I want a permanent peace. From Jimmy Carter Mondale government, if you hold. One by Ronald Reagan. One George Bush. Reagan president, George Bush vice president. And one start to see one liquid for and a problem in after Ronald Reagan out of power after his 8 years, George Bush senior by Bush senior by only the vice president Dan Quayle. Only Dan Quayle. Almost alcohol equal creative problem no. Bush senior echo 1 term. And be Clinton by no, the place was quiet. Clinton Al Gore, the place was quiet.
For 2 terms.
For 2 terms. On 1995, 1993, Clinton and the whole do almost some solve a problem new year. You got me a coon. Yes, Ishaq Rabi 1995. After Clinton regime is George Bush Senior and Dick Cheney. Almost started started. George Bush and Dick Cheney almost started. So George Bush went out of power. Obama and Joe Biden, they didn't solve the problem. The problem in Obama was he had a chance also to solve the problem. Obama didn't do anything with this. And then Trump and Pence, Mike Pence, status quo, NC. Now we have Joe Biden himself 8 years west in Palestine and then Palestinian issue. Now we are all looking forward. Sir, Kamala Beba, a topic that will deal with the US election, you told me.
Yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow.
There. We can do that one of these days. So that we understand the dynamics of the American politics, i.e. the Israel-Palestine. And if you look at it, we are not going back to the fourth time. We are taken up from Qatar Mondale government up to today. And it was for the reason that one term. And they were one of the best democratic governments. Jimmy Carter was one of the best because he didn't like any fight. The rule of law, peace for mankind, and prosperity. Americans didn't like. And voting out today Reagan and Bush they buy. And the Bush is super twice. So they went 3 terms. From Clinton time, Bush Senior, and Obama buy, Joe Biden, Trump, up to now. This is the most worst time Yakum Palestinians. 45,000 people within 2 months. Military exercise have gotten to the sense that even road Ukraine, concreted road in Ukraine, Omayi. And the world seems not to talk.
Okay. It's quite serious.
If you look at it, it's not an issue that cannot be solved, but it's an issue that is meant not to be solved. Because if you look at the region, it can be solved.
But it is meant not to be solved.
Okay. Because when you come to the diplomatic table and it comes to the solution, at the international community, American issue with Israel-Palestine solutions, it comes to unilateralism. So American decides, British and German, Obi and Timinka, they are all looking at United States. So it's always the government, U.S. policy, who is the president and who is prepared to solve the Palestine issue. And I've said and I've mentioned, the best opportunity and the best time was Yasser Arafat, Yitzhak Rabin, because now Palestinian Authority, Abbas and Hamas, they themselves had an issue. Hamas, now Israel says he's after Hamas. What about the Palestinians? The Palestinian Authority is a government on its own. And the people you are killing, they are not all Hamas people. They are Palestinians. Why are you killing the Palestinians? If it's Hamas that you are going after, do you have to destroy a country? Do you have to destroy? The cities are not only lived in by Hamas. They are living, the people living there are Palestinians. And so sad.
That's why you're a bit passionate and emotional about this.
No, it's not passionate, but the point is that we have an issue of the world. Some of us, we know. We had a country called Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia in 1990, 1991, 1992, there was breakaway. Slovenia, Croatia, Dubrovnik, Serbia, Montenegro, Albania, Tirana, Albania, Kosovo. All these breakaway, breaking away. No, it was made possible. The Americans were in. At that time, Kofi Annan was the UN High Commissioner in Yugoslavia. They made sure, say, Obi Opesu free. That time, who were the people who were making problems? Say, yeah, woman ti home free Serbia. Karadzic, yacheno. Milosevic, yacheno. Kacic, whatever, all of them, they went to international court. Yadum Kotumu. Because they were obstructing the peace, say, countries need to tiomo. Kosovo, Yemeni and independence. And why the world order, America, the United Kingdom, the France, the other Western countries, Omuntimi mad this particular 2 countries into separate. No be the flag, Captain Smart. Is it normal? Say the whole Yugoslavia, even Russia, Soviet Union, etimi break away republics. Lithuania, Estonia, Omi no be at 10 Afghanistan the only country Russia man Chechnya and as a republic. adenti na Palestine de ne de United States didn't say yentime mo ye omuti.
All right. Hey, says here about 4:15.
Ascending.
All right. Yeah, because it's here, but of a quick one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, related to American elections.
Yes.
Now, you be with small arms.
Yes.
Kakra Wakana.
Yes.
Getting closer to elections.
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump.
Yes.
Kamala, who will win?
Don't trust American elections. I'm very conversant with American elections. Don't trust American elections. The reason is very simple. The reason is that you cannot predict Americans when it comes to elections.
Ascending.
Opinion poll on the television so CNN one there,
ABC one there,
ABC one there, Fox News. Trump say CNN BBA fake news. Because in the history of United States elections, including that of Trump, your friends Al Gore and George Bush, CNN had always declared for Democrats.
Okay.
Fox had always declared
for
Republicans. ABC News sometimes, NBC. What you say. Now, who will win? American election, until say you crash the same now. Me na see toilet. Me na see market. Me na see way. And I'm time na me way. Crash elections. Crash campaign. Captain Smart, are you here?
I am listening. But
yes. Yes, I know about South Africa, no. Because that is what it's meant for.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Now listen, American elections is on about 5 pillars. United States policy, immigration, one. One the bit me deport here. Now one the bit me keep foreigners. Into me, I'm here no. Make say it comes to immigration, Democrats there. Right? It's about economy. Trump said my economic record is better chain Kamala and Joe Biden combined. Arguably. Now, no about American tax who offers tax for millionaires, rich people, and then the poor people. That is the one. The third one. Americans send you become welfare and wasem. No ma become education wasem. Na fence so ma be abortion rights. Papa, mante you see George Washington Bridge in wasem ho. Mante you be Delaware. Any bridge you know, mante you can wasem.
Okay.
Because we're talking about statehood and federalism.
Mississippi Bridge in Grabu yo musi. I mean, this American president.
Ubia no ka ubeko jail because he state. There be a state budget bedu. Na federal den dia be support ntinya wo dia ukofi anya ma me agapade.
So we mean kase maye
makwakoye obi politician team ko say wakwakoye egu akotokraba maye toilet ama wo mu awurade. You are no the age fans. To the sense the president's going to call lunch toilet. Now therefore the UN the United States sub policies we and going into this election every foreigner every alien our America because Trump there were open and no say obey the biggest mass deportation order in the history of America, meaning say what America any paper biano obepam or dobeko and he's only for America should be stronger and stronger again and what will be an out to her and only paper obe prefer say Kamala only the aja omunya sadi denu. But let us not forget Trump and Pence before Obama, after Obama, before Joe Biden, Omienu launch similar thing, deportation centers, and even immigration. Me can't be a baby crew. Cry 5 years visa. Okoba no. Trump time on the Pence time. Chukranko for visas. America immigrant state or birthright. Call who you know. Akran the order passport amano, but mamini drew her na America for deporting. That was started with Trump. Now only they were actually in a position on immigration. So but let us not forget the Democrats. Under Reagan time, omunya kwant to me ma Republicans, Democrats, Republicans time Reagan, to me ma amnesty. When it led through that George Bush, Ebedo Clinton time, no, one would have expected say Clinton Obama amnesty. And or the lotteries. Or the lotteries, you know, he was finding money for America. Executive order yet to all the successive presidents in Obiabe follow. Oman chem.
Because it is come on,
but then Democrats at that time, now Clinton, it was overdue, say Obama and call for amnesty. Even with the Democratic immigration records, one year amnesty, it's no more problem. Leading to Obama, to me as an African was a disappointing American president. Much as anybody would look at it, because one, Obama relation with Africa, i.e. Onua Chrome. Ethiopia nane na natia se obeto ne nana ekochi anabrewa ne nsem no then one your friends sorry Kenya virtually nothing oba kroma virtually nothing. The only thing that you will say Democrats bar yani US, let's say your visa quota, Democrats ni increase, Republicans they don't increase. Apart from that, it be a student visa, Democrats wo increase, Republicans wo increase. So now we women in our China. Now we can the real Americans themselves now. Then let's talk about America. And yet the total number, Captain Smart, and yet the total number of people are vote. And the numbers are being is about the electoral college. Now look at the funny side of the electoral college. Countries be a state be a state in Rhode Island more and Delaware more and some smaller states. Ebi wo mid central and I say ebi wo your friend is saying west coast no ebi ananye state be to you fi say oh we dey nipa ni ho but electoral college no is bigger and it doesn't matter the numbers you get in New York.
Electoral college in here
in American elections no ya maka say too dicey.
It will be your popular votes Hillary Clinton but Trump at the electoral college
because they concentrate on that. Now share red flag states na omudoso. A also so na powerful electoral college like Virginia mono a whole no nyina. It is a little difficult to say it now. And coupled with the fact say Trump feels say America for ayeden omo foreigners any the Hispanics for them them to declare and stand. But Mami history be.
Mami.
The history is that United States with all their democratic credentials, Omakum presidents 4 in office. In the history of America with all the democracy. And 4 presidents is office. Roosevelt mo, Garfield and a woman called Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy 3 of them were Republicans. Now, Obama assassination attempts on them, no, numerous of them. In the American democracy, no, no, were a leader. They are number 1, but they are number 1 in anything. They are number 1 in the Western Hemisphere. Omakum 4 certain presidents.
Okay.
No country. You can come a certain president. Obama assassination attempts, you know, more, including Ronald Reagan. Including FDR, a friend is a Roosevelt. Roosevelt home to 5. A macra tranibi. Assassination at Garfield, the man a trani 2 times. In the American forum, you cannot really tell. Because American force say democracy no ye can wasem no. And who the American election need there. Al Gore and George Bush. The election was already done deal. Now you did Bobo elections in 2002 or 2000. I stand to be corrected. Near Bobo election under a minute the night before declaration in the morning, no, too close to call. Ted Bush of Florida, George Bush Ninuano. Waman in Sasso said Tampa Bay election will be ankoye.
That's right.
Now we are man in Sasso, aha. You are not Idaho, you are not Texas, and the whole United States was in flame. It took the able Al Gore, true Democrat, and the son of the land of United States. So you'll be in a Trumper, but when it became a very hostile situation, states now started to say, Memphis, Al Gore conceded, following the Supreme Court. Before the Supreme Court back call the case, Al Gore gave in. And Meanwhile, now Clinton acquired 2 terms. And Al Gore was the one who was the administrator in chief, not Clinton. Clinton was a diplomat. Al Gore na year Clinton regime. So they were afraid. Says Al Gore ba also beko 8 terms or beko 2 terms na ka ho. And them American Republicans could not sit. Said Democrats meko because no mujumegu. Because under the Clinton no obegu all the cigarette companies in America. Pomo ogu no, Kansas ogu no, the bills are no muntimi yebiem. And American cigarette companies BI is owned by Republican. Arms and ammunitions companies in here Republicans there. And it's a year tutio. America release bombs. Omu yi new Apache. Omu yi any other thing yina. American army Onua nye nitu ototio from individual companies na ye individuals a year into no nyina a Republicans no mu dia. And one fana amane tuo good dem cha na hita ba na kaba because time George Bush buy na Clinton yan tutuo no what is Iraq no 1 day 2 days no or release ICBM 3 intercontinental ballistic missiles or release 3 ba ku bia $680,000 he release ya Apache ne bia $12 million ashe
Ascending.
what ya then I say na business aba
Ascending.
na Trump me apart from so a bad boy we're smart
Very.
we're smart because 1995 that time here New York the same Trump won Mayor Giuliani was the mayor of New York. No one talk about Emra no in the Trump Towers ultimate divert road our downtown at the dancing hall a big creative problem when Mayor Giuliani in the end on the bear and lawyer a bear an advisor. Now look at a Niama Trump aye ya indicting our tax ya indicting our election more practices and then power. Oma kan hone ne yes ania man American system oma dem akose wom sentence ye wi woni na mabontin Roberto Bruni bi anam ne tax $40,000 or 5 years ya indict President Trump say won't you tax for the last 20 years American phone team fanintum
Ascending.
and if you look at data as it is no or the American system nasi no ti game nasi and such a person now no wama the red flag another red states boys any man nyom nyina ni abre say they will not let Trump fall because bia Joe Biden and a cool pace Kamala ba bia no amfa ne ho anche because indictment of New York State edaho bia this time o lusu a now o makwa akopeke no enti sa election we no one an underground work it to be the sweetest American elections of all US elections. Coming back of a former president back to the ballot. And then the American vice president back on the ballot. It happened in the Tyler. When Tyler, American then vice president, Roosevelt, vice president, or be a president. United States in share that the only President Bush, Senior, Reagan, Ekoya obenya one term DN. It is not something that happens a vice president of United States or Sabina president in. Now let me come back how it relates to Ghana. Ghana funya yung crass semno. Say Republican when ya so we win. America on for Ghana election who today, on for election who tomorrow. Let us get it clear. American foreign policy on Africa a template. Bush intimacy sano. Trump in Simon Obama went to Master Edaho.
Ya trust said it
Edaho. Sa oba Ghana say near no more defense budget ubetimi di bia kan betun timi twam. Technology American support to yen. Infrastructure or support na United States aid. Package near 4. And what by the most American the biggest property on West Africa or the basic countries that's the US embassy. A agreement to the president sign o papa betima busano enti enya dia obesesa ne policy obetima sesa immigration that is visa say okay ebi Ghana mumma wo mu say population na grow ye no ma ba mumma mba 16,000 before Clinton baba 1993 na ebe 4,000 6,000 and no man increase at Tamils, Hosu, your friends, Obama, no, also so, Epeja Mukakra. And it's a Ghana for say, MPP, NDC, and away, MPP, nye Democrat, MPP, and your Republican, NDC, and your Republican, and one year we, Munim de Mokika. Monsha Swaya campaigner, Monsha Sunya message. American election results doesn't affect any Ghanaian election. Americans do not care about who becomes Ghana president. They care about the partnership and the friendship, diplomatic agreement. The Ghana war, any support services the Mayan, any the Chayan, any budget support of military the Mayan, and neither your friend is saying Democrat nor Republican will beat Masasano. And there no big so permutations and time be away by when they had no media because Democrats were caught 3 times that. Democrats were caught 4 times that in the past. Republicans were caught 3 times that in the past. And where's the conjecture? Say, Ghana elections here, say Trump win here, and then NDC by win, say Kamala win and then people. Where from all those kind of funny jokes? Mon concentrating more elections. America will need more. Why Ghana? What per country? I'm an elections when here now. Country on any economic ID on any year Juma D business is Nigeria. One South African year Juma Chel. One Ethiopia year Juma Chel. One Kenya year Juma Chel. America the biggest trading partner is Egypt. Wako Egypt akoka Egypt election wasem. Waka election wasem or Ethiopia. Waka election wasem or Kenya. Botswana more democratic credentials perfect. American form election home. As we speak, Mozambique judge them American count election. Adam Kwan here the fee say we are the Jerusalem of West Africa, Switzerland of West Africa. Ye be biano America for and under wama warning say wa wunim na be election ma practice. Me one America we election some crache Ghana. And so abema warning say wa
be we afi we abanu no.
Yes. Omunim. They better low. Marine for Wokroma, you have no idea. They will not allow Ghana to fall. Me catch home. And Tinyasa visa no dibe huoboa. Wa be umbe pejaw.
Won't you see we abanim?
Me chase umbe pejaw because say Electoral Commission 2016 on records they should quote me. Mo jibe 30 million. America must sign agreement in year and no catch him say we have interest in the elections. And what this patch here, the whole country, constituency be or no pay, or then call for no man to giant a ye. Oh, before you no man declare
resource and da.
What are you talking about? You are joking with America. What pause about election one kwa Jinisika? What is the mission? On pay problem and kwa Jinisika. Why Jinisika the election there or catch you say, Mama election in ye. Ono matama canto me so be meto to buonko ho. Captain, what you say? They will not allow. And the visa the end there, the home skirmishes, the home sini. And to more shots why election a monche. Na montia say, Ghana ni bia no prepared. So baba konto kwa. Because mo te parliament kwa, excuse me to say, manye bibi papa bia na mo di kofi. Mu nyina these two parties. Manye bibi papa bia na mo di kofi. Monko mo constituency, monko am elections, monko when mo power. We don't expect. So my prepare some change. Now my imagine say Mobasha country is the beautiful country with the resources. I say ye. Captain, what is them channel?
That's it.
And American elections and back again. My last thing is whether Americans are prepared for a female president. Time will tell.
But I mean, tell me. Is America prepared for a female president?
Well, I would say Kamala. She was smart enough. What position huye. But some of her records as Attorney General of California, I have a problem. Because Kamala and the help the LGBTQ, transgender, and crown what 13 years, 15 years, 14 years, I'm personally transgender. On the California's car, so when it comes to that kind of single issues there, make us say Kamala on a problem kakra. But then again, what team used to the American celebrities and Americans there, believe celebrities, say yes, Beyonce, the top fan, Beyonce Montuma Kamala, it is very difficult. Say omuntu man regardless of where they belong to. Americans who believe them celebrities. I'm sorry to say, yeah, they are. Celebrities.
Captain. It's kind of how you need celebrity.
Captain.
He is smart.
Captain.
He is unique.
Celebrities.
He is the best.
Celebrities in the bay. One American celebrities say, Obiaso camera, Edidio Muatem, Dodo Sen out. Dodo Sen out. Debia Ghana for a celebrity, my wasa. Obiaso can a light. Obiaso a camera did you be a celebrity? We a celebrity. America, Kamala had pushed. And then in the history of America, this is the only time, not even Clinton, not even Obama, the only campaign American say, Yenya Republicans, state governors, senators, ultimately declare support for an opposition president.
Some did join Trump against Trump.
Yes, sir, over 31 senators went against on the platform of Kamala to congratulate her and support her. And a honor na dicey. But Trump once said, campaign will ankasa kese. Let's wait and see. But then for me, not much depend on the American character. I'll support Kamala and win it. If not anything at all, at least for immigration record sake. And then the only thing I mean for. Right. Other than that, and Kamala Joe Biden to me, Jumana Ankasa de Anshedan Kuyi.
I say, Farouk Al-Wahab, international diplomatic consultant, a brother, a friend, and an uncle. Thank you so much for your time appearing on the maiden edition of Asembeni. Medase.
I will not hesitate to grace your occasion whenever I'm called.
That's it.
Thanks a lot.
Walk by Jacka.
Captain Smart.
Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah, Junimo.